Morning, we're going to bring you a little bit of an overview if you've never been to TriplePlay or any of the major conferences. At this conference, they had in excess of 7,000 people attend. And once again, top-rated speakers. What you're seeing on your screen right now is a picture from probably one of the most over-attended presentations that I attended. And this is on email marketing. And I said this was like being in a subway. People just kept filing in this room. You just can't imagine how full this room became. And they just kept coming and coming and coming. So just like the rest of you, I know agents everywhere are struggling with what do we do? How do we reach these consumers? Is email still effective? And that was pretty much the title of this presentation. And we're going to share with you some best practices on using email. But sit back, get some popcorn, and we'll give you the 1-minute overview of what it's like to come to TriplePlay. You know, actually, no idea what the microphone or the speaker. So like I said, that was the 1-minute overview of what it's like to come to TriplePlay. And I'm going to lose Dave altogether here before long. I told you this is going to be kind of fast and loose. But seriously, the crowd was tremendous. The events are always really worthwhile, and the presentations are terrific.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the presentations were excellent. Very good.
So, Dave, tell me one or two of the things that you took away that you thought were that made the whole trip worthwhile.
Well, I thought that the speakers were excellent. The guy from Canada, Jim Carroll, did the keynote yesterday, and about world-class innovators and talking about the future. And I just really kind of like that quote that he brought up from Bill Gates about we're not very good at estimating. We overestimate changes within the next year or so, but underestimate the number of changes that are going to occur technology-wise within the next 10 years. And he just kind of recapped all of the technological advances that have occurred just in our recent past, and how I like how you have the Jetsons up there, how it really does kind of coincide with what's in the Jetsons, that animated cartoon show that we grew up with. But enjoyed that tremendously, and just really put out a challenge to what we need to do in order to be on the cutting edge.
And just like the Jetsons, we're actually ahead of them in in a number of ways, but they had wireless TVs more or less, but we've got skinnier TVs today.
Yeah.
And you see Astro's back here, he's on the camera. Today we're wireless, and this is your cell phone. But I know when I was growing up and watching this, remote control TV, wireless TV, so many of the things that the Jetsons lived with, we couldn't imagine. Well, we are living the Jetsons, except for the flying cars.
That's right, or the walking the dog on the treadmill.
Well, we have treadmills, so you could walk, you could walk the dog. I actually had a picture like that, and I thought, well, that's not that far out, because that's how I feel when I get on a treadmill. It's like, really? So I avoid that one when I can. But you are living the Jetsons, and we are living Saturday morning TV right now in a lot of ways. The Dick Tracy watch, if you're watching your commercials, that's next. You know, you're going to be talking and making phone calls through your watch. You're going to be surfing the internet through your watch. Those capabilities are here right now, and they're going to expand. Google Glass, we all have no idea what that's going to do in the very near future, but imagine a consumer walking by one of your listings, turning with his Google glasses on, and having all the information from the multi-list, from Zillow, from Trulia, from the tax records, all stream right before his eyes, simply through his glass set, because all this data is merging into this augmented reality.
Exactly.
And I got to tell you guys, that is the conversation that's taking place out there. Those tools are available. They're an app for your phone and for all of your consumers' phones. So, like I've been telling everybody for many years, I try to make you aware of these things, not to make you afraid of them, but to understand what your consumers are doing, what they have access to. So when they do turn their head and look at that listing, are they seeing great photographs? Are they seeing a video? Are they seeing anything that sets that property apart from all the other noise out there? And the buzzword right now is noise. There's a lot of noise. You got
to unmute your line, press *6 or #6.
And so does everybody else. And your consumers want you to cut through that noise and bring them the great answers. We're going to show you a couple of those tips, if we can.
All right, give it a shot.
I love this having a guest here today. Like I said, Dave may never be the same, but it's pretty fun.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So when I saw this room full of people, this was not continuing ed, by the way. This is Steve Passanelli, Steve, Tech Savvy Agent online, one of the co-creators of Tech Savvy Agent, along with Chris Smith, which many of you know. Steve is more the technical guy in the background, and gave us some really terrific tips, and he always does. He works for Realtor.com for Move and also Top Producer. So you kind of tiptoe through some of his comments because he's going to bring you full circle to those products. But hey, I don't care. We can do whatever we want. So one of the points that he made, you know, back in the 90s, you got email, you were excited. And look at the size of her monitor.
Yeah.
And I know we still have some of these around, but, you know, they're slowly going away. But to have a decent color monitor was huge, and it was expensive. Today they practically give them away with anything you do. We're buying 23-inch monitors right now for $99 on a project that we're doing. But in the 90s, you were excited to get an email. And I don't know about you, but that's kind of gone away, and it's certainly gone away with our consumers. They're trying to get away and filter out emails. You try and do it, and so does everybody else. They're not dying to get your next email or your next email newsletter, believe it or not. Although it's relevant and pertinent information and content, how we deliver it is falling short for them right now. Did you know that, I love this one, 17% of Americans create a new email address every 6 months.
Wow.
And they're doing that just to get away from all the noise.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely incredible. 84% use an email preview pane. Well, that is totally me. I'm going to scan these things as fast as possible. 30% change email address annually. And it just goes on and on and on. The one I'm going to focus on for you right now is right here in the middle. 35% of email recipients open your email or don't open your email based on the subject line. And this is where we're falling short. Everybody that markets to anybody using email. And the numbers are pretty staggering of what people are doing. So we're going to show you some techniques. I hope that's okay.
That's wonderful for me because I wasn't at this session, so I'm great.
All right. Well, the vast majority, the number one complaint about email, it comes too often. One of the second ones was, depending on your content, it doesn't come often enough. And we laughed yesterday quite a bit. Steve connects with Banana Republic. I connect with LL Bean and Land's End online merchants. They send you something every day.
Yeah.
I think they're killing themselves. You know, today it's 15% off, tomorrow it's 30, the next day it's 40. There's free embroidery, there's free shipping. There's free shipping at 40% off with free embroidery. So why would you buy something? You know, they're kind of undermining their own process. I'd say those come too often. There are cool tools out there that people are using now to filter through their email and bundle this stuff together, and we'll get to that in a second. People are spending 2 to 2.5 hours a day on email.
Yikes.
That doesn't feel like enough.
I know.
But email signatures, email headers are going to be the real important piece. So we're not writing subject lines that pop. Most times you're going to do the email, you've created your newsletter, you just want to get out the door. Number one worst subject line, according to testing for opening, December newsletter. So if you sat down and you went, I love this, having somebody with me. You're too easy. My jokes work. But if you went to all the trouble to create an email newsletter, to gather the information, format it, whatever it is that you do, and then you put December newsletter, guys, there's no urgency, there's no need to pop that open. And so if I don't open it or the newsletter, I'll get back to that. We don't get back to that. I've got screens full of email that I intend to read. I can't wait to read them. And right now, Zimber's like, John, you got too much email, so I ditch them. I just hang on to them for weeks, and then off they go. Secondly, if you're a mobile user, this is how your stuff is coming through. So before you send this off to everybody else, do yourself a favor. Send yourself that email as a test copy and see which one of these emails you'd want to open. We know who it's coming from. We're going to see in bold the header of what it is, and then the next line, and there's a term for this one, the pre-header is going to pop up. And if I look at this, like the first one from Rich, it actually looks a little spammy. And that's what's happening. If your first line is code, or if it says if you can't read this, open it in a browser, death. They are not opening it. So send yourself a test email, view it on your phone or any mobile device, and see what it looks like to the rest of the world. Because right now, we're reaching the tipping point where more than 50% of all Internet activity is coming through a mobile device. So why don't we go out and see what it looks like to the world, so all your efforts aren't going to waste. And then take a moment and sit back and think about that subject line. What would cause you to open? Would you open December newsletter with a lot of urgency, or a subject line that says forward, 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 forward? That picture, you know, come on. Nobody opens this stuff. We're very sensitive to spam, to viruses. This is how they're reaching you.
Yeah.
And you're getting lumped in with a lot of people that have bad intentions, or that everybody else that's marketing to these folks. So really pay attention to your subject line. It's the headline of your story. Years ago, we did classified advertising. What was the first thing? We had agents that suffered over the first 5 words for days.
Right.
And then they'd write stuff like, you know, big blue 2-story in Derry Township with 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths, which I know some of you will get. But come on, that's what we're confronted with. So make sure that that headline really pops. How about December sales activity? Activity in your neighborhood. What's your home worth, December 2013? something that's going to cause them to click on it and go, oh, got Linda's newsletter. That's great data for our neighborhood, because that's what they want. Why do people go to Zillow? They are trying to figure out what their home is worth, guys.
Right.
So you actually have the number one answer people are looking for, and you're keeping it to yourself. Turn it into your marketing piece. And free CMA may not be the way to do it. How about just getting proactive and sending them some sales? And here's what's happening in your neighborhood. If you want something personalized just for your home, call me. And get away from the free CMA. You didn't sound like everybody else.
That's exactly right. So yeah, I can see where you send it to a neighbor or someone in a particular area, telling them that this is the activity that's going on right now in real estate activity, and I can see where that's going to generate some interest, and you're going to get more opening.
Absolutely. If you watched my open house piece on WebEx, you'll know I'm all about neighborhood reports. The free neighborhood report, How's Your Home Performing? You ought to watch that one and upgrade your open houses. 2014 is going to be our year in our marketplace. I'm absolutely convinced of it. I think Lebanon County is about to wake up, where I spend all my time focused. But that also means Derry Township and the whole eastern portion, and the rest of you, you know your markets. I've been around with a lot of you, and we all know the numbers are improving ever so slightly, but the number of active properties in many price ranges is going down. We're about to catch the rest of the country. Interest rates are moving. We just saw presentations on changes to the HUD that are coming your way, changes to good faith estimates, higher standards for lenders. I know you sat through that one, right? Or not?
No, I didn't sit through that one, but yeah.
Well, you'll see more information about that coming in your way.
From Andy about that.
Yeah, that's what it was. People you meet in the hall. So, right, that's what it was.
Exactly
that's
right.
what it was. So, but come up with an intriguing, or at least an interesting or a trendy subject line. 3 things every buyer must know. Things sellers must know. People love these 3, 5, 10 point. I think they're getting a little tired right now, personally, but they're still the most open things that people are drawn to. I like this one. Yes or no. These are like Facebook things that people are now
thinking of that.
Yeah, it's things that they're incorporating into an email, because the goal is to get engagement, start a conversation through email. These are your online leads coming to you, in other words. Need your decisions, like that one. Gloria would never open that. She has to think about it. She's going to shoot me. No one tell her that.
I hope she doesn't.
I'm editing that out. But we want them to be timely and urgent. It's a headline, guys. This is your new PR. One of the other things I really want you to think about, and how about when are these things opened? Well, the peak times are from 8 to 9 a.m. and at 3 o'clock and 8 p.m. Or when people are clicking through the internet and you can see the open hours. Those emails you're sending out at night are not being read, guys. 8, 9 a.m. and 3 and 4. What are people doing at these times? They're at work. So they're checking up and keeping up with their emails during work. At night, they're doing other stuff like Facebook. So I know a past client that I had a couple years ago, the only way to get an email reply was to send them a text. Open your email, get that form, return it to me. Read it, give me an opinion, be your decision. So they aren't there. If you find yourself, as Terry Wright said, waiting for an email, that should be a tip to you that something is wrong. You need to call, text, reach them another way.
Exactly.
Just the compelling thing we heard all through this. You've got to know how they want to communicate with you. Sat through a great presentation on reaching Gen Y.
Yeah, that was
These guys do not answer their phone. It's all text. and we had a couple Gen Ys in the room. Amazing the differences, and we'll probably do a Gen Y topic. That one can take an hour all by itself.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
more than that.
That was a great session also.
They're coming to you through video, so I created a little video just to give you the recap. I know I sent a video out announcing this presentation last night, and other than the poor quality because I just was doing something quickly, didn't break out the tripod and so forth, video is going to become, or it's actually the thing. There are 48 hours, 2 entire days worth of video uploaded to YouTube every minute of every day. People are consuming video. The number one way they consume video is through their mobile device. Mm-hmm. So these are those kids that don't look up, and me. We just did an upgrade to a video system at the church where we do a program every Sunday. And the support for that was tremendous because we're capturing video and putting it on YouTube of all of our events. And our congregations in the 70s, in average age in the 70s, do not have computers, guys, and they voted for this upgrade, and they are excited to see us use it. In fact, the comment this past Sunday when I was test driving it, won't we be doing more with that system? Very cool. Blew us all away. Video is the buzz this year, and there's lots of stuff coming. You already have your ERA microsite. If you're not going to take the time to figure out how to do one, then you figure out a way to promote those microsites. Yeah. They're a great marketing tool. They're done for you. They're really well done. They're branded to you, which you all love. And if you've got multiple listings, they're tied into it too. And it's free. And it's free. And it's the number one most viewed archived WebEx that I've done were on microsites. And maybe that's because Leah was involved. I don't know. Could be. Maybe this will be number 2. I don't think so. But in the broad world of marketing, there is no doubt that every company is embracing video, and you can see the stats here. 93% of marketers are using video in their campaigns. The other 7% are real estate agents. We're not doing. Come on, guys. I'll edit that piece out there. Okay. But if you're not taking advantage of video, you really could be missing out on just a monster market. And people find these things and view them. I've uploaded things just as a placeholder to have it somewhere so I can access it. Mm-hmm. Until I get back the next day, there's a handful of views. Yeah. I don't know who's finding this stuff or what they're possibly searching for, but because I don't really, the things I put in there just as a holding place, I don't really tag. I don't do a lot of things to them, and people find them anyway. Yeah. So the consumption of video is enormous.
Yeah, that was actually, just to piggyback on that a little bit, that was one of the points that was brought up in the one session that I attended. Just talking about social media and how we're not really doing a very good job of engaging folks in social media and Facebook in particular, and they talked about the usage of videos and how that can really spike up your engagement, how it can just increase your presence out there. So that's a great point.
So I sent you an email last night with a video embedded in it. This is now a paid service. At least you pay to buy the app for your phone. Other than that, it's a free service. But iJot, what you received from me last night was an iJot video. The conversation around using video as opposed to an email or using a video email to reach out to somebody. Some of the techniques yesterday were just awesome. How about an autoresponder, especially for those incoming leads? Instead of sending out, thanks for your inquiry, what do you want to know? What if you followed up? And they had a guy doing these from a ski slope. And he's created messages for morning, noon, and night. And so when your lead comes in, if it's in the afternoon, he sends you the noon email video. And he's tailored these messages for time of day so people get the sense, oh my gosh, this guy stopped and did a video. No, he didn't. He just sent the right one out to them.
Yeah,
but they like that extra level of personal attention because that's how we've trained these children. They want that type of an interaction. They want to know that you are on it right now. And so we can create those perceptions and send them out. I recorded that through my iPhone, like I said, without any bells, whistles, hoops, or ladders. It could certainly become a much better product if I slow down, take the time to do it properly, and then archive them and send them out whenever I want to. And there's no rocket science in that. What if you had a greeting that you just had as part of your email signature that went out to everybody, that just welcomed them and, you know, who do you know that needs help? How can I help you? All the classic stuff, but put it out in a new format. We're not asking you to recreate the wheel. Just do a better job with the things you already know. So iJot, great free service. It's a phone app. I believe it's available on all platforms, and would be one that I'd tell you to take a look at. I've had an iJot account for years. They've made it much, much friendlier by now making the app for the iPhone. You don't need a desktop, laptop, webcam. Your phone actually has all that stuff going for it. BombBomb is another, this is a premium service. This is going to cost you $20-some a month. May not be what you want to do, so test drive iJot. If you want to do BombBomb, go to the address that you see right here, bombbomb.com/techsavvy, and Steve's going to take you through some of the ideas of why you use BombBomb. Here's our man that's doing the little video replies. I'm telling you, he's on a ski slope talking to the customers. Hey, I'm not available right now, but I'll call you later. He's on a ski slope, and the people love it.
Yeah, just the spontaneity I thought was great. Even it looked as though it was spontaneous.
Absolutely. Cool. Now, this is also one that just totally gets your attention. This is a sample email from an agent, and this is their signature line. Now, we've all got some crazy signatures out there. If you have all this stuff, you got a lot of people that aren't taking you seriously because your email signature is too long. In fact, if they view it on mobile, in this particular one, it's 3 pages on a mobile device just to show their signature. This is not even the email. So, you know, they're never going to see that you provide excellent service, the area that you cover, way too much. So you want to drill it down to something simple and drive them to a website like your JGR profile page that you tweaked and cleaned up. Or you can use a cool little tool like this, which is called IconMe, ICON.me. It's a free service, and you can create a cool little email signature like this that if I click on this icon, it's going to take me to all that other stuff. It might bring me back to your profile page. I can drive you anywhere I want. I can link in all of my social media sites through it. So it can link you right into my LinkedIn profile, which is my resume page.
Very cool. That's good.
So super cool service, and it has your picture, so what's not to love? We all love that.
That's free. That's cool.
And so you make a much better connection with a consumer than you are, come on, Matthew, like that. That is not getting their attention. This will get their attention, and you get your point across. Here's a cool service. When this first rolled out about 2 years ago, I heard about this. It was only effective for Gmail. Today, and I don't know about our corporate clients, like our Jack-On email, but if you're tired of getting all that promotional stuff every day, Unroll.me. This is a website that you go into. You give them your information. It's going to bring up your email and unsubscribe you by clicking off. I don't want LL Bean anymore. I don't want Banana Republic, all those things. And it's just going to unroll you. Instead of going in and unsubscribe, go to the next scene, give them your information, go to the next slide, more information, and you're unsure if it's spammy or what they're doing. Unroll Me does the work for you.
I'm going to write that one down.
And it comes with a cool new feature. So maybe you do want the Banana Republic coupon, the LL Bean or the Land's End or Bed Bath & Body, whatever you're subscribing to. Maybe you still want those coupons to come through or those discounts. Use the roll-up feature, and what you can do is tell them, for these accounts, add them to roll-up. And then once a day, you'll get one email with all that stuff contained in it. So you can have 10 different vendors show up in one email at the end of your day. And so super convenient, still have the coupon, but you are in total control. You scroll through it, go, yeah, that's today. Boom, done. But you didn't have to eliminate 10. You didn't have to read them all or you can now scan them without going through them all, and you still get your coupon for, free lunch at Houlihan's or the free desserts, which my anniversary's coming up, so I know that I've got one of those coming. So we don't
be a great time saver.
We don't want to lose those. So it just gets the clutter out of your life and eliminates some noise. So unroll.me, and then use their roll-up mail feature. It's currently free. It's been around a while, but as they're tweaking it, it's getting much more powerful. The hands-on bet is that it's going to go to a paid service before long. So get it working before it gets paid. Everybody has the same thing, so they're trying to clean up their email box. Same box, I forget what this was all about, but it moves unimportant emails out of your inbox. You don't want to be in that category. Boxer and Bird's Eye, again, all additional features. Personally, Bird's Eye is one I'm going to be looking into because Bird's Eye, see if there's a screen? No. Bird's Eye, when you bring up the individual's email, it's also going to bring up some information about that person that's out there in social media, maybe some recent posts and things. So if you don't really remember meeting Andy,
yeah. How could you forget him?
I don't know. I was standing on the other side. But if you really don't remember the individual and you get their email, more information, public information about them is going to pop up right beside their email. And so it's going to hopefully jog your memory. And when you connect with him, it's like, Andy, great meeting you at the conference, and off we go with the rest of it. So a very cool feature. We're stealing all of Steve's stuff. So why do you think this room was full? Well, it was packed with information, and we're only showing you the highlights. The conversation and the additional notes that go with it, like always, are fantastic. We came back with a lot of material. When I was handed this, when I checked in, I get offended by paper, and many of you know that. So I'm still not excited about it because I still have last year's in the back seat of my car that I've never read because I thought it is so great, I'm going to get around to it. Well, it's probably out of date. I guess I can throw that one out and I'll put this one out. It's just like a phone directory. But guys, things are really moving out there at an alarming pace. The Jetsons to today, about 40 years. Yeah. 40 years. The next 40 years are going to be ridiculous. What we've seen over that 40-year period, we're probably going to see over the next 10-year period. The statistics of what people are learning, the comment that we made yesterday, children that are born or that are going into kindergarten today, 65% of those children are going to go into the workforce, into a job that hasn't been created yet. That world is unfolding and changing, and you know it. You can see that yourself. And what they might have thought were great industries or great jobs probably won't be around. So the ability to change and adapt is so critical. and it's only going to get faster paced. You want to hang out in this business? You want to deal with Gen Y? If you tell me that texting's not for me, I'll never do a video, guys, I can't help you. If you tell me that I'd love to try a video, or I'm willing to show up and do your little rubber band operation here, this is, what do you think? There are rubber bands.
That's high tech.
It's pretty high tech. But, if you want to jump into that pool, there are great opportunities. There's all this stuff. And you can't master it all, and you can't do it all. I understand you've got time issues. You still need to go out and sell stuff. But as you're setting your goals for 2014, like I said, this was last week, pick one and get good at it in January. Pick another and at least log in and look at it in February. And pick your battles and slowly integrate them. This stuff will win business for you. If you fail to adopt it, and I can't tell you enough that the iPad and paperless presentations and the topics of conversation down here, that's it, guys.
Yeah.
And these aren't, it's not me and Dave. These are national speakers that are making the rounds and saying, here's where it is. Now, this is stuff that I do, and you know it, and I'd be glad to walk you through it. We're going to be tweaking using Toolkit. But if you've got an iPad in a box under your desk for the last year, or you're still just playing games, or whatever you might be doing with it, I can show you how to make money with it.
Exactly.
Dave just bought an iPad, and we're going to be tweaking some of those skills so we can bring those to you. But let's play with this stuff. If you don't have an iPad and you understand that they're into their 5th generation of iPads right now, what are you waiting for? If you don't have a tablet and you're looking at an Android or something else to make a purchase, I'm all for it. I really don't care about the brand. Just make sure that it does what you want. So go test drive one. Test drive it before you buy it. Take your list of codes. I say this every day. Take your list of web addresses, the multi-list, my email, whatever it is. Walk into Best Buy and have them turn it on and play with it. You might be surprised at how that drives your decision. But walk in there and know at least 5 things that you want that machine to do for you. Mm-hmm. If playing games is in your top 5, I can't help you. At least I probably won't. But I'll tell you, they all play games. They all are e-readers, so get over it. But if you wanted to do a listing presentation, access Toolkit, access the multi-list, which is probably number 1 for all of us, make sure that's on your list. If you can't come up with a list, call me. We'll sit down and create one for you. But guys, 2014 is our year. Be prepared. You've got a month or 2 right now to tweak some skills, get some toys, ask Santa for an iPad. But get ready to hit the ground running this year, because this is your opportunity.
Exactly.
And it's overwhelming. When you come to something like this, I know I get overexcited about all this stuff.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. There's just so much there, you can get overwhelmed easily, and but you're very wise to bring up just, master one thing at a time, and well, we're there to help you not be overwhelmed.
Yeah, don't let it overwhelm you. You do all this stuff one task at a time, but do one. Stop thinking about it. Just get out there and take a shot at it. Well, that's the news from AC. Any questions for him? I'm opening up the lines just in case there's a question. Hopefully we came through, because we've had a good time.
Yeah.
Any questions from anybody? Are we still on? They didn't leave us, so I guess we must still be online. All right. Well, hearing nothing, and they are unmuted, so if there's nothing out there for us, well, thanks, everybody, for your attention, and have a great week. Sell something.
Yes.
And
thank you, everyone. Look forward to seeing you when I get back.
Next Thursday at 10. Let's do this again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, John.